I love that, our fans have just embraced our family the way that they have. They're so kind to us, and are always kind of checking in on how the girls are doing. And it kind of feels like we're all sort of doing life together in a way.
We are here to talk about the Fritos Down for Anything campaign.
Yeah.
You have partnered with the fine people at Frito-Lay.
Yeah.
Fritos are like the best. I mean,
yes.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite Frito? There's like lots of different varieties. Are you an original guy, or do you like any of the like barbecue, any of that stuff?
I think the original makes me extremely nostalgic. Like I don't know if your grandparents did this. My grandparents would always make chili and or Frito pie. And when they would make chili, they would crumble up the original Fritos and just like sprinkle them on top of the chili. And so like when I got approached to do this, I was like, absolutely, because this is literally part of my childhood. But today, as a 31-year-old man, the honey barbecue twists are my go-to. I can eat them nonstop. Which may be kind of a problem, but no, I love it. And this has been a really cool campaign, the Down for Everything campaign. This is actually my first commercial I've ever gotten to do.
Oh, wow.
And also Frito's first commercial in 20 years, which is nuts. So the fact that they asked me to do that, I was very honored. And it was a really fun process. And I feel like, both brand alignments really, really matched up with kind of what I already do on a daily basis. I love to be outside. I love to hike. I love to fish. I love to camp. And a lot of this commercial was a lot of that. And it was just a really cool team to work with, and already a brand that is consistent in my household. And so really, really, really fun thing to do for sure.
Yeah. You listen, father of three here. I know you have four now,
cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I completely understand. Fritos are a staple
100%.
The household, right? It's lunches, picnics,
yes.
road trips, right? Like it's literally the easiest like chip to pack.
Yep.
You know what I
mean? I agree. Yeah. They, like ever since I had done this like campaign with Fritos, like we have like a lot of Fritos now. And we have like a lot of like every flavor of Fritos. So like 𝐿𝐴 loves spice, like just as much as I do. My other kids don't love spice. And so when they came out with this, the new spicy one, like me and 𝐿𝐴 just kind of snuck down to the basement and just started eating chips together and watching Disney movies. It was pretty awesome. Yes. But
Fritos bringing families together.
That's right. Exactly right.
So let me ask you this. You got a new album coming out April 1st, where we started. When you're recording, probably have Fritos around, right? I'm guessing you want to snap a little bit.
100%, dude. Like I'm one of those like old school believers that when you eat chips, they help your voice like do better. Okay. And so they kind of sit next to my microphone stand when I'm like recording tracks for the album. And whether it works or not, it's very mental, and now it's become sort of part of the routine. So
that's fantastic. Speaking of the album, man, I got a chance to listen to it. Your record label was kind enough to give me an opportunity to do that. And
oh, cool!
Gosh, it's so good.
Thanks, man.
So many. I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, yeah, that's a summertime hit. Yeah, that's a summertime hit. Yeah, that like, I mean, just back to back to back. What kind of was your mental state, your process going into this album? Did you intend to craft where we started as it is, or was it kind of an evolution?
An evolution. Like I'm one of those people that like when I write that one song that I feel like is kind of the centerpiece for the album, like that's when I get to take that song into sort of like all my co-writes and be like, not that everything has to sound or feel like this, but I think this is kind of the rock of the record. And I wrote where we started with Jesse Frazier, Ashley Gorley, and a good friend of mine named John Bellion. And I'd never written with John before, and he is the melody king of the universe. And we wrote this song, and I just loved everything it represented, because I look back at my life and my marriage and my career, and I go, good grief, man, like we did start with absolutely nothing, 10 years ago. And to see where we've kind of come, not only in a career state, but just like with my wife and my kids and just kind of everything about our life has grown so crazy and rapid. And I think a lot of people can really relate to that just phrase of like, when you're heartbroken, like just think about where you began. And because the future has like a lot of great things to hold. And so just started sitting down and kind of writing for what I thought was going to be Country Again Side B that morphed into its own different project. And that's kind of where we started, was kind of birthed. And next thing you know, 15 songs kind of made it on there, and all very different. It's a pretty versatile record. Like every track you click on doesn't sound anything like the one before. And I love that, because I think it keeps the listener kind of on their toes and kind of wondering where we're going to go next. And that's kind of how our show is as well. And so just kind of keeping on brand with that. And just a lot of great songwriting on this project. And, just huge kudos to the people that kind of believed in the, just the vision for this project. So
it's awesome. There was one song in particular that really stood out to me. I wanted to ask about maybe the background on it. Was the song Death Row.
Yeah.
Is very profound. And I'd love to know more about that song and how that came to be.
Yeah, that might be, for a more deep dive, might be a conversation over a
Sure.
cocktail at some point. But
fair enough.
but kind of like in a nutshell, extremely true story. Like that song was a page out of a journal entry, basically. Me and Russell Dickerson and Tyler Hubbard last Christmas went to the men's prison here in Nashville, and were asked to play some songs for those like 40 something folks that were on death row. One of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. I had no idea what to think or what to play, and we got in there, and they immediately requested a Christmas song that I had released a couple weeks back. And I was like, well, how do y'all know that? And they were like, well, we get to watch CMT, for an hour a day or whatever. And we saw that you had a Christmas song come out. And so all of a sudden we're playing songs back and forth, and we just get to talking to a lot of them, and shaking their hand and just kind of learning their story, and pretty extremely the heaviest conversations I've ever had. And I kind of left there feeling just like super weird and sorrowful and just a lot of different emotions, and so I didn't really know what to do with that feeling. And so what do I do with all my feelings that I don't know what to do with? I write a song about them. And so I kind of explained this journey to some friends of mine, and we sat down and we wrote it. And I sent it to Tyler and Russell, and they were like, man, it would be cool if we all did this together. And I've never written anything like that in my life, and I just felt like it was a song that people needed to hear. And to me, that is country music at its finest. That's straight up three chords and the truth right there. So pretty interesting when you hear the tracks before and after it, because it kind of comes out of nowhere and kind of hits you like a dagger. So definitely a real story, and one that I can't wait for people to hear.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's an amazing track. I agree with you. I think it definitely stands out among an album of standout.
Yeah,
very much.
For sure.
You mentioned your family briefly, and I want to tell you, man, PopCulture.com readers absolutely love reading about your family, your kids.
Thanks.
They
must love chaos then.
They do. Do your kids do they know like that they have like a presence out there, or do you guys kind of keep them shielded from that?
They don't, like, I mean, me and Lauren have always been pretty open, about our lives. And when our kids came in, like, I think lately our kind of new mission is just like, there are things that are just for us as a family. Like this picture, this is going to make the wall, and that's just for us, but I think, it's cool to kind of show like how we live life and what we do and how crazy our household is. And I've gotten into photography a lot lately, so I take thousands of pictures of my kids weekly. And I'm like, oh, this is cool and this is artsy. I kind of want to post this, but my kids are just kind of just like, they're just oblivious and kind of just whatever. They just who they are through and through, and love them to death. And I love that, our fans have just embraced our family the way that they have. They're so kind to us, and are always kind of checking in on how the girls are doing. And it kind of feels like we're all sort of doing life together in a way.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, you definitely have a lot of fans and supporters in the comic.com pantheon over here for sure. Switching back to music briefly, I'd like to ask about, you got a new big tour coming up.
Yeah.
You got the Bring the Bar to You tour.
Yeah.
Another really great song on the new album, man, just like stuck in my head. Are you getting pumped? Are you excited? Or how are you feeling getting closer and closer to that new tour?
I'm so excited. Like, this is my favorite time of the year. When we have like a couple months till tour, I know we're about to get into rehearsal with the band. And like, my favorite thing to do is sit down with our music director, who helps us like either rearrange old hits or find out like a unique way to play a new song, or take a song that's always been full band but break it down to just piano. Like I love, that's my favorite part of the year, is like to get to sit down and just break down the set list and figure out, well, we could do this, but have we done this in the past? And like, what's a new way to get on stage? What's a fresh song to open with? Can we close with something different this year? What does the middle of the show look like? And so, once you get to craft that, and once you finally get to try it out, on the road, and see how all that hard work has paid off, and you can see just smiles on people's faces, or bits that you worked on for so long, and people are just like, oh my gosh, like he's playing the drums, or like he came from the ceiling, or there's fireworks or whatever. Like I love just like getting to kind of recreate, a show, because a lot of people come see you year after year after year, and you want to do something different for those people that pay their hard-earned money to come watch you on the road. And so it's I'm getting really excited because we're about a couple months away from it. So
awesome. That's awesome. Thomas, it's been an awesome opportunity to get to chat with you today. I'm looking forward to the tour. You guys are going to be playing in Bend, which is just a couple hours away from me. I'm going to try to pop up there and catch you.
Yeah, dude, we'll see you there. It's going to be fun.
And I'll bring some Fritos with me.
Come on, let's go.
Thank you, Thomas. It was great chatting with you today. Have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.